we can just ask ourselves. So anyways, you guys, I like was dedicating. I'm like, what are some things that I'm working really closely on with some people and teaching them? And the truth is that time management and like time hacks is one of those things. And even for like this is honestly like we've brought in so many new distributors recently that I'm like, I'm showing them how to integrate this business into their busy lifestyle. And you guys, we've been here long enough that we know that's one of the best things about this business is the freedom, the flexibility. And honestly, is probably why so many people are successful with this type of business alongside another full-time job is because of that. As where some people start kind of, they're like, oh my gosh, like they start getting to where they think they have to do this full time or all day to actually succeed, but you don't. You really don't. You just have to be good at telling your time where to go. And I always was telling, and I was telling the girls, I'm like, I caught myself saying the last 3 weeks over and over. I'm like, hey, let me teach you a hack. Let me show you this hack. And I'm like, you know what? I actually just need to do a Zoom on hacks because we've all got it. And then I even asked some of our top leaders, and I was like, what is something that like changed the freaking game for you that you were like, whoa, that has saved me so much time, or like redoing something? And so, and what was so funny is some of them were already things that we have on this list. Okay. So whether you're like, you guys are going to know some of these things already and you're going to already have them implemented into your business. And then other things you might be like, I've been wondering how to do that because there's a few things that I've had to freaking YouTube lately. And I'm like, thank God for YouTube. I'm like, I swear it will always teach you everything if you're willing to go look for it. Okay. So, anyways, and I was just saying the one thing about this is that there's probably not a single person that has joined any of us because they're bored and they just have all this time on their hands. Like, that is not why people join this business, right? It's more so that it's because they don't have the time or the finances to do the things that they truly want to do, or be able to make the choices that really their heart wants to make, but then they're pulled in another direction because they're like, hey, I need to actually make money or do something like that. So we all know that one of the biggest gifts is freedom of time from this. So what I want to share is I wrote down 12 things. There's 12 things, okay? So we're just going to go through these. And I think this is a perfect timing before summer because at the end of the day, I don't care where you live. Summertime, there are so many amazing, fun distractions that are going on. We have children home. We're trying to get in trips. We're at the lake. Like there's long days, all the things. But at the end of the day, one of the most beautiful thing about this business is that you can enjoy and do all those things and still promote and grow in your business and succeed forward. But you just have to be willing to tell your time where to go. So time management is obviously a huge thing about that, okay? So first things, you guys, that I'm already teaching them is making sure that their Instagram and Facebook accounts are linked, right? So from there, I always tell them, I'm like, I don't care what platform you use. Those are usually the top two. But whatever one you use, I don't even care if you don't use Instagram, or right now it's like literally you don't even have a post on there. Because I've had some of that even come in, even from some young girls. Okay. So I know we always think like they have TikTok and they have Instagram, but they don't all have that. So here's the thing is I tell them, make sure you have your stuff linked up and you are always going to post your stories on Instagram because it pops over, right? And so the cool thing is that you might have people in your network that use Instagram, and you may have people like, go ahead and put in the chat even right now, like which platform you use the most. For me, you guys, it's Instagram. But what's also weird is that, so I prefer Instagram, but what's also funny is out of all my enrollments, 50-50, I still am enrolling on Facebook. And the truth is because I recycle and I reuse all my content on both of them. So at the end of the day, and then, okay, so this is the one that you prefer, and then put in the chat where you get most of your enrollments from. Like, that's such a funny thing to even think about. So anyways, we're going to make sure that they have that linked, right? And then I want you to drop a 1 in the chat if you have, to make sure that you have your archiving on. Yeah, from both. Most of my enrollments are from Facebook. See, so I'm telling you guys, like sometimes mine are all from Facebook. And I'm like, that's so weird because I work like my Instagram. And I just share things over to my Facebook. So it's just working smarter, not harder. Okay. Drop a 1 in the chat if you have your archives on. If you do not, and you want me to show you how to do that, I'm going to show you now. One of the things about that is that instead of like sharing straight from your archives, you want to make sure that you save it to your phone, like whatever you're going to reuse, and then go and post it. Because if you share it straight from your archives, it's actually kind of blurry and it just doesn't save nice. It's not going to look crisp like you originally did it. And so you want to make sure your archives are on. So that's the next thing that I teach them, as I was like, go turn your archives on. Because even throughout the week, some of the things I share with them is I say, go back to your archives that you did 10 days ago, and I want you to share those same stories, because I'm literally showing them that no one pays attention to that stuff, and that on busy days, they can go reuse the content that they already have. Okay. So that's one of the other things that we have on is the archiving needs to be on. I use it all the time, every single day. No joke. Okay. Number 3, when you're propping up and you're doing videos for stories, this is something that I have gotten so much better at. Okay. But whether you're sharing your coffee, your wrapping, your hair care, your night routine, your morning routine, any of those things, I always make sure, even before I put text on it, I always make sure that I save that snippet. You guys, I don't care if it's 5 seconds long. Those are things that you can go back. Like when I go to make a reel, I don't even necessarily film a video for that reel. Like I literally just go back into my camera, go to the videos folder on my phone, and I just pick like an 8-second video, or I pick something else. And so knowing that you can reuse that. So if you are not one to use video very often on your stories, I encourage you to start doing it, because honestly, it's not like you have to be sitting and talking. Like I prop my phone up old school, and sometimes I do talk, sometimes I just go through the motions. Like you can use different apps. We're on here and we're seasoned, so I'm going to tell you some of the ones I use. I use Tezza, and I love like the stop motion one. So it's kind of like where you see it kind of speed things up, or it's like kind of choppy. It just makes it look a little bit different. And then the other one that I use is Video Shop. And so I could do like a 30-second story. And what I do is I literally take that and I go and I just like piece it together. And you guys, it just makes it like seamless. You know how you're like, how does their video go from this to this? So I'll do that in my stories. And then literally like 3 or 4 days later, I will go and steal that video and I can use it for reels. So say I did my coffee or my morning routine, and that's that video, I can literally take 5 seconds of that and then attach before and afters behind it. And I've got myself an 8-second, 10-second reel. Okay. So the other thing I want to tell you about reels that I've been seeing over and over is that when you are doing them, short videos, but with longer captions, are going to get you so much more traffic, because people are having to stay on that reel while they're reading the caption. And so your reel is repeating. And so it's technically in the algorithm being rewatched. So I want you to think about that, like literally 8 to 10-second reels, but you can do a longer caption in there. Okay. So teaching them how to use that and like use their videos and types of things. So I tell them, I'm like, I get it. You're not going to be comfortable talking right away. That's okay. But you do need to prop up your phone. You do need to figure out what products you're going to use. You do need to show your face, and then you can put it to music. And as you get more comfortable, you can start doing the talking and you can start doing those things. But it's so simple. Okay. So teaching them that, and then you guys know that Snap Insta, super easy to go save your reel with sound. Do you guys all know how to use that? Or do you want me to show you? Yeah, you got it. Okay. So Snap Insta, something that I go, and that's what I use, you guys, to save all my stuff. Because I usually create on Instagram. Okay. Number 4, obviously, is making your scrolling productive, right? So I'm like, you can definitely scroll and you can do your thing, but I will go, and it's the same thing on Facebook and on Instagram, is making sure that you have folders. So I have folders in my Instagram and on my Facebook for like, if there's a real idea, like that, I'm like, I'll be watching a reel and I'm like, oh my gosh, I should do that. You guys, this is coming from like even people from different companies. It could be bloggers. It could be like, oh, that's from another mom. I'm a mom. I'm in the same situation. Like maybe you're a baseball mom and you see something and you're like, I'm using that. So I will make sure to put that in there. And then what I go do, as soon as I save a reel sound, I literally go in my notes section in my phone and I put exactly what I thought of and why I'm saving that. So I can go back later, even if I can't do it right at that second, like maybe I'm in the pickup line or something, but I can go back in that night. I can go grab videos that are from my phone. I'm sure I've taken videos of my kids in hockey, right? I can go grab that and I can do my sports mom reel that evening and then shoot it off anytime tomorrow. But that way, because y'all, I don't know about you, but I forget. Like sometimes I'm like, wait, why did I save that sound? Or what was I going to do with that sound? Or what was I going to do with that reel? So in that time, I am making, like, if you go on my notes section in my phone, you will see reel ideas. And I literally put the sound of the reel and then I put what my idea was to go do with that. Okay, so I put that in there. Lisa said,
Wait, do you copy the link to the sound into your notes?
I don't do that. I just literally put the sound, like, so I can see what it's named.
Yeah,
I
okay.
just put, yeah, and I just put that. But it is so helpful, you guys, because I was saving, I'm sure you guys have it too, where you have all these things saved and then you go back and you're like trying to look for it or save it. And you're like, wait, what was I going to do with that? I mean, it's just like, that's just life. Let me see. You can save a normal video. Yes. Oh yeah. You guys, you can chop it up, speed it up. You can literally edit videos like that in your app, like in the Instagram app while making a reel. It's so easy. Like I teach them to use whatever they absolutely can. Okay, so where was I at? Let me just put this on here. Okay, so I do folders, same thing. I want to tell you, I also do folders for like photo inspos. Like that's another one that I do. Like I'm not good at posing and like trying to figure things out. So I will have like family photo ideas or like just different things like that I want to use. I have ones that say lifestyle posts. Like maybe it's just a post that I'm like, dang, that really hit home and related to me. And I'm like, I can literally tweak a few words on it and go reuse it. I have stuff like that on there as well. And then I obviously do the same things on Facebook. Jen, why are you saying OMG? Tell me.
I was just typing it out, but like when you answered Lisa's comment in the chat, I was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe like I would go to like CapCut or something else and because I would like save my story of
Mm-hmm.
like me making my, caramel frap and I'm like, this is too long. And then I would save it and then go speed it up.
No, you can
Why did I
literally
not realize
do,
that I could do that in Reels?
yeah, you can change the speed, you can do everything, and then just save it as a draft. So you guys, it's so funny because I work my stories and I get everybody works their different ways, but like so you'll probably see it in my story first, and then you're gonna see it, and I'm gonna produce a reel because reels isn't my strong suit yet. However, I have been working on them and my story views have doubled and my actual visits to my page of people who don't even follow me is up over 300%. So if you don't have like professional mode on, I'm just going to tell you that some of us do. And the truth is video content is what is being pushed. So I get that it's uncomfortable, but also we just got to get uncomfortable and use what's working. So again, I always say this, like if you want to work smarter, not harder, which I do, and you all know, I always feel like I'm not super good with words. I know you guys disagree, but it takes me a really long time to formulate a post. So reels, I actually kind of like they don't need to be wordy. They're very short. I take videos anyway. So I'm like, no, this is good. I just need to continue to do that. Right. So just know like there's just little things that have been helping me so that I can produce more reels. And then the other thing is that I'm taking that reel and I am literally sharing it on Facebook and then I am sharing it on my TikTok as well. TikTok, I'm going to tell you one little thing. They do not like, so if you work in TikTok and that's where you're saving from, you're fine. Okay. Instagram doesn't care. Facebook doesn't care if you're using the sound. TikTok does not want your sound coming from somewhere else. Okay. So I'm going to tell you, like, Quita, she's not on here, but if she was, she's going to tell you too. I literally posted 4 TikToks, like just using the sound from when I saved it from my reel, and every single one got flagged for something. 4 in a freaking row. And I was like, what in the world? Why does TikTok hate me? But then I realized, and so now when I'm going to save my video, even though I do have a song with it or whatever it may be, I go and find that either that exact same song on TikTok and I use their sound, Or if it's you talking, you don't have to worry about that. But if it is like an actual song, because it's going to show up as like my original and it's not, right? So TikTok just doesn't like that. So yes, just try to find, yeah, that's exactly it. You can just switch a song. But I'm just telling you, if you're struggling with that, like I was like, why is this doing this? It wants you to use the sounds from TikTok, okay? So let me see. What was number? So that's the thing that I do for that. Scrolling. I am making folders. I am being inspired. I know that there's going to be days that I am not inspired or I am so freaking busy. And you know what? I don't care. I'm not letting that ever be an excuse for me not to be going for my goals. And that is where I will go back to my folders, you guys, and I will go steal a post or I'll like tweak a post or do whatever it is. Or I'll go steal a reel and go throw it up on Facebook to get it up over there. So know that you can recycle and you want to save. The other thing about making folders is for you as leaders, it's like, oh my gosh, I have to think for myself to put my own post up, but then I have to give my new girls, right? Some ideas. Guess what? Go steal from your folders. Go steal from your folders. You guys, that is what I do all the time. And my girls who are getting their phone a friend and who are doing well, it's because I'm helping them push out content, plain and simple. So you got to have a hack or a way that's not overwhelming to you. Obviously, we have folders and content saved in our new DT launch, but this is also a super easy way. And I can even show you, I will show you actually, because I'm going to show you something on Facebook, okay? Obviously copying the right cat, right? That's number 5. So I always tell people, you want to make sure you have your favorites. Do you guys know how to flag your favorites like on Facebook and on Instagram? So that way it's like their first content to see. No, I'm going to show you. I'm going to share my screen. Because I show my girls, I don't give them a lot, but I do give them some. And I show them, hold on, you guys, how to do favorites. Okay, so let's see. Because I got a new computer, so I have to like do all this here. I had to figure out how to work this. So say I was gonna go, I'm just gonna go to, let me go to Nayara. If I go to Nayara on here and I click the 3 little dots, wait, am I gonna do that right? Hold on. See, sometimes I don't even know. Okay, actually, you go to where it says following, okay? So if you're following them, they can go to add to favorites. And what's going to happen is that I'm going to consistently see her post. Or I can even go, now that I saved that, I can even go on mine. And I can go, sorry. Whoa, where is mine? Is it under here? Shoot, I gotta find it. You can go on your own profile and you can go to your favorites. I just got to see where it's at. I can't, I swear they move stuff all. Oh, here we go. See, so you can go here. So I went to my 3 lines in the right-hand corner and I can go to favorites and they're right on the top. So like if you kind of like somebody's content or you're teaching your new girls like, hey, go follow Jen or go follow Vanessa. She's always showing up. You're always going to have ideas, that type of thing. What's cool is that they can literally go to these people and it's going to pull their stuff up. So they can put in, it works there. They can do all the different things that you guys want them to do. So I usually give people like 3 to 5 people to put in their favorites. Okay. So that is also super helpful. So they're not scrolling because again, they're not going to remember that person's name. Okay. Now I'm going to show you something on Facebook. I'm going to show you a few things. I finally figured a few things out over here. First off, I want to share with you that if you are wondering how the heck to get, when you're posting reels over there, so it's not just like one long paragraph. So you actually on your reels have paragraphs, so it's easy to read. This is how you're going to do this. You're going to actually go as if you're posting. So say I'm going to post something. Say I was doing, and I wanted to do this. Okay. And then I'm just going to go steal a video. Okay. For just a sec. Okay. So if I do that, it only is going to do it if you post with a video. Okay. Because obviously you're doing a reel. So if I do that and I say create reel, with that. So it's almost like I'm going and I'm doing a post, you guys. Okay. So I go to create reel. Now Look at my caption. It actually has spaces and paragraphs. So it is easily readable and people will actually save it, come back to it, all the things. Okay. So this, for some reason, was like one of the hardest things to figure out, but YouTube helped me. And I'm telling you, I'm like, okay, now I love it, right? Now I love it because it looks the way I want it. It's easily readable. It will actually truly bring people and have them stay on my page. So just make sure, let me see what the chat says, that when you do it, let me see. Yeah, yes, none of it's funk, you guys. You can literally read your stuff, okay? So know that all you do is you go to as a post, so you can save it from your Instagram in paragraphs. You can save it from your notes in paragraphs. Then when you add your video, it's going to give you that option to create reel. And now your caption stays very nice and pretty and readable. Okay. So the other thing I want to share with you is, y'all, who has the option on their Facebook to schedule posts besides Vanessa? Besides Vanessa. Oh, Lindsay does. Freaking A. You guys are just special. Okay, listen. I'm going to show you something. Okay, first of all, this is the other thing I do with everybody. So number 7, okay? I showed you how to do the reels. Same thing, you guys. I'll show you my folders, but I am a collections girl through and through. And this is where I steal, you can see all of them. I have firm, I have caption ideas, I have life hacks, which clearly I spelled that wrong, so don't judge me, okay? But I have just so many that are on here, you guys, that I can go back to and grab at any time. Like if you're not doing that, you have to. And then the same thing, so you're doing it on Instagram, you're doing it on Facebook, do it on your phone. This is the part I'm terrible at, but as I've created stuff and it's up to date, I now have folders on my phone so I can easily go grab Aloe videos, Aloe stories, things like that to send off to my new girls, but also just to have in my own. And then that way I'm not scrolling in my phone forever trying to find a story that I know I saved or that I screenshotted or whatever it is. Okay. So take the extra 2 seconds to also just organize it as you bring it in on your phone. Okay. Number 7 that I help them with, you have to have a public profile. Nothing weird is going to happen to you. I put my phone number out for crying out loud. I do all the things. Okay. But if you do not have a public profile, it is absolutely pointless for you to even be making reels because they don't go to anybody. So the whole point of reels is reaching the people that you are not connected with and in getting those new people that bring it on over. Okay. So you want to make sure that you're public on all the things. Then I want to show you, if you're on here, you want to make sure on your profile, do you see this? I'm a digital creator. You want your profile to say that. If it does not say that, so if you're brand new or you're new people, you're just going to go to where it has the 3 dots by where it says see dashboard. So you're going to literally go here. And I'm going to show you too, if you do have digital creator and you're like, how do I plan my post? I'm going to show you this. Okay. So down here, you're just going to have them go. And this is where it says mine's already on there, but this is where they would hit turn on professional mode. Okay. So have them do that because guess what? This is what's going to happen for them is that you and they are now going to be able to create and they are going to be able to schedule posts. This took me a hot second to figure out. Okay. So I want to show you what I did. I went to see dashboard. I'm going to go to where it says creation. So do you see how it says home, insights, and then it says creation? Look at this, you guys. Look at my engagement. Like just, this is, and I don't even do a ton on Facebook. Like I literally recycle my info, but this is what's crazy about some of this stuff. Just even in the last month by bringing over my reels. Okay. But you're going to go to creation and then you're going to scroll down here. Do you see where this says scheduled post? You're going to hit create post. Oh God, I'm trying to do it on my freaking, I was dying. I was trying to do it on my computer. Okay. So I went to create post. I'm on here. And even if yours shows up on your, if it shows up on your actual profile, that's cool. But guess what? It's probably not going to show up quite yet until you've done it many times for your new people. So you want to know how to do this. Okay, so that you can help your new girls do the same. So I'm gonna go over here, I'm gonna get my post, and I'm gonna have this, and then this is what I can do. I can go to next, and then I can go where it says scheduling options, and I can schedule for later. Do you see this, you guys? This just changed my life. I just want you to know. So I can publish it now if I wanted to, but look at, now I can go and I can schedule like my next post. Okay, so is that working for you guys who said that like you could not schedule a post? Or do you need me to walk you through it again? This is a game changer. So here's the thing, like when and this just leads me into our next thing, which is number 8, okay? But here's the thing that I want to tell you is that when I know my day is crazy busy, so if I'm doing IVs or I have appointments for the kids or things like that, I literally then before I go to bed, you guys, I take a total of like 15 to 20 minutes and I either finish my list of my things to do that I haven't crossed off already. I make myself a checklist of the first 5 things that I'm going to do right away when I wake up a little bit early in the morning. And the reason why I do that is because you guys, it takes all guesswork out once I wake up. Like I don't even have to think. I literally can walk my woken self up right to make my Simply Aloe. And then I just sit down and I don't even have to think. I just look at my checklist and I start going. Like it is the most glorious thing. And you might be like, oh, that sounds so easy. It will change your life. I'm going to tell you literally, and it doesn't need to be 27 things long, you guys. Like literally, and if you're not a morning person, that's okay. That's okay. I wasn't really either. I mean, I worked freaking nights forever. So I just want to tell you that I started with like 15 minutes early, 20 minutes earlier. 25 minutes. I am telling you, it will change your freaking life. It will change your business, plain and simple. So what I do is then I will already the night before just schedule whatever my first post is. Okay. It might be a family post. It might be something funny. It might be something motivational. It might be that I haven't put up a before and after. Or maybe I need, PMs right now for pushing for volume. I'll put up a before and after. So that is how I'm going, and you can schedule your posts on there. Okay. This is the only way that I've figured out how to do this. And then I'm going to see if there's something else in here that I wanted to show you on here. Organizing. Yes, I showed you that. I think I should. Okay. I'm going to stop this just because it's hard to see you guys when I'm doing this. Okay. So that's what we talked about, right? Public, making sure they're on professional mode so that way they can schedule their posts. That is going to be a game changer. I left it because I thought it was messing with my views. Oh, really? Yeah, you guys, I'm not joking. My morning list. So here's the thing. My morning list, I get to choose 5 things. And this will also teach you to prioritize. It's going to teach you how to review your business at night really quick and be like, what didn't I do well today that I need to start with tomorrow morning? Or like, have I not followed up? Or I always ask myself, what am I needing in my business? Is it, I need to be connecting? Maybe I haven't heard from some of my new people. Okay, I'm going to help them. I'm going to shoot off some messages. I'm going to give them some content first thing in the morning. And really, you guys, that is one of the first things I do because that way they have all day to get to it. So I don't know every single one of their schedules. I don't know how their days are. So that is honestly, and I don't put the super hard things for right away in the morning. I put the things that make a difference, right? So I'll do a post for myself. I always do stories. I send out birthday messages. Follow-ups are really easy for me. So I usually go with my hot leads in the morning because I know who they are. It's not a super long, drawn out list right away. I obviously do my self-development. And then I usually do and give my new people their content or break down what they need for a for and a friend or where they're at for their next bonus or send them a picture of their chart updated or whatever it is so that they can see and they not only can see where they need to go to get their next win, but they know what to do, right? So those are usually my 6 things. And then from there, I can even show you guys on here. I do the little checklist thing. So I do a to do. And then literally, so this was my Monday. Like I just do the little checklist where you can fill in the bubbles. And you'll see like my Monday was, I had birthday messages. I had my list of my hot leads to follow up with. I had send out content and I had my new girls. I had a Zoom with a new DT that I had set up, and I even put on there what I needed to talk to her about. You guys, they're like, I tell people 15, 20 minutes. And you know what's awesome is that usually if you get off and then they're already like hungry for a little more and they're like, hey, can we do a follow-up Zoom for like just the same amount of time? And I'm like, yes, let's do that. Because if you try to do too long, it's like they're like done, right? So like if they haven't, and I just go back to the normal stuff. Like if they haven't set up their auto ship yet, I'm like, let's go through that and let's just explain it again as to why we're doing that and like what that does for you and your business, right? So this is a really new girl. She's on her way. She's going to be promoting probably to Ruby. And so she didn't have that set up. So we talked about auto ship and then we talked about foreign a friend and we worked through the little worksheet and we were off. Okay. So I will put those things on there and then I literally space it out. So this goes into this, right? And this is called, this number 8 is planning ahead and time blocking, plain and simple. And I know when I asked, Lisa said that, she was like, that was a game changer. I know you've heard Vanessa talk about time blocking over and over. At the end of the day, if you don't tell your time where to go, it's going to go somewhere, but it's not going to go to where you want it to. It is so easy to lose track of time or to let your day start leading you. And honestly, it only leads to being frustrated or to feeling busy or like you're working, but you're really actually not. And so this is why I have started to look ahead to my next day and I can see what is going on and I can figure out where am I going to work my business. And if it's super busy, you know what? Yeah, I have the discipline to wake my butt up 30 minutes early. And I have the discipline to be like, you know what? In car pickup line, I'm going to do another 20 minutes, or maybe it's your lunch break. I'm going to take 15 minutes of my 30-minute lunch break and I'm going to actually respond to some messages or shoot out messages. And then the cool thing is that you're not waiting for your day to come to an end where you're tired as all get out to start your list. Like you should already be like halfway, 3/4 done. And then nighttime, you can either be like, I'm going to finish up a few of these things, or you sit and you take 5 minutes to make your list for tomorrow morning. Like if I thought that I had to sit here and work hours and hours upon hours and I couldn't like schedule my work around my day, like we wouldn't be here for 12 plus years. Like that's the whole point of why we do what we do, right? Like that's honestly the God honest beauty of it. So I say to everybody, you minimum should have an hour time blocked out. It can be 15 minutes here, it can be 15 minutes there, but where are you going to fit in an hour total in your day? If you can commit to that, you are going to do amazing in this business, plain and simple. Okay. So, and then yes, and I'm still very old school as well. So I do have it on my phone because usually I'm bringing my phone along with me no matter where I'm at. But I also do this too. Okay. So I have this as well on there. And then that goes, and here's the thing, you guys, is like the best part about teaching people time management and to do these tasks like this is it's showing them that somebody who's working a full-time job or who's working night shift, which is really odd compared to everybody else's schedule, or maybe working 2 to 3 jobs or as a single mom, that they can still do all those things, but also still create their life that they truly want to be living, right? Like that's the whole point of this. So, there is that has been so freaking helpful for me. And it will be even more helpful. Like I said, going into the summertime, you know what? Most of my work will get done in the morning. So, and again, it adjusts, right? I've been through all seasons of life where I have, and I still like, I have a wide spread. Like I have a 4-year-old and then I have almost the 13-year-old. So he's going to sleep till about 10:30. Little Miss Thang, she thinks that she should get up when mama gets up when I try to sneak out of bed. But I was like, yeah, no, girl. And again, the cool thing is that if you're a mom and you need to sit there so that they do keep sleeping, you can work this thing from your bed. And I've already got 20 minutes of work or 30 minutes of work done before we're even hitting the ground running. Okay. So, and then I told you number 9 is organizing your pictures. Okay. I spend way too much time trying to find pictures or to go back. And so I am slowly each day because it is the most daunting task. So if you can teach your new girls or yourself to do it as you go, I started doing it as I went after we left conference. And I've slowly just continued. And now I'm like working my way back. And I hate it. So I literally only give myself a 5 to 10 minute timer to go start on another month and either erase or put in a folder so I know where it's at. And your folders, you don't want them super deep. Like, just remember that. Like, you just want the fresh stuff that you're like, I like this. This is my aesthetic right now. This is my vibe. This is what I'm using, like that type of thing. Okay. So make sure, like, know that you don't need a crazy amount in there because otherwise you're just going to get caught scrolling again. Okay. So that's number 9. 10, organizing your leads. You guys, there are so many ways that people do this, but if you are not doing this yourself or teaching this, you are going to be letting a lot of people fall through the cracks. Okay. So you have to have some sort of system that organizes your leads for you. If you are a paper and pencil kind of gal, then do that. I am, because I can screenshot or do whatever, and I'm just not super IT savvy. So on my weekly tracker bonus, even though I can't get the builder bonus and some of those things, I still like, that's my goal. So I have it in front of me, right? We stare where we, or we, what was it? We steer where we stare, right? Okay, so I have that there, but on mine, I write them down. Like, I have them, or you can even put them in your phone. There are other people that are like, you know what? I use, Vanessa, tell me again what you use.
I just use Google Sheets, and the only reason why is because it's like Google Docs. If you guys know Google Docs, right? Well,
Yeah.
Google Sheets is like Excel, but it's like a whole platform. You know, like Excel, you can only do it like on your laptop or a computer. Google Sheets is just something you can download for free. And like if I want to work on my laptop, I can pull up my Google Sheets and whatever I did like at practice. Let's say I'm watching my kids and I'm having a message I want to write, type in their name. But when I get home, their name's already going to be there because it's like the same platform. It like updates anytime you use it, whether that's from your phone or from your laptop. And then I highlight them. Like when Sarah says organization for hot leads. So
Mm-hmm.
like if someone's saying like, yes, I'm interested, like that's a hot lead to me. Because the
Mm-hmm.
next day I'm like, and so I highlight them red. So this way, when Sarah's saying like, when we go to message, those are like current conversations you want to keep up with. So that's how I do mine because the red is going to pop out at me. Right. So
And hot leads, you guys, like, I don't let like certain days go by before I talk to them. Like, I literally want that conversation going until I seal them. Like, I can feel it. Like, you know, the people who you're like, dang, they're super interested, or they're just like a little bit nervous about something, or whatever it is, like, those are your hot leads. That's who I follow up with first thing in the morning. Like, I am not letting them like somehow get lost in the shuffle. The other thing that you can do is, like, if you're not making a paper and pen list, I know some people will add them like to their calendar so that it like when they've talked to them, what they were interested in, and they'll put it in their calendar. So when they go back to yesterday, they can see those names. Instagram, so I know people, those I will either put them in my favorites or I have a folder. So like when I go to interact on Instagram, I'm not just like blindly interacting with certain profiles. I go to my folder, and those are the people that I'm like, I know I want them in my business. I know I want them as a distributor. And so I can easily go. And so out of my 5-10 minutes that I'm taking to interact, I will go on there first in my little folder of my hot leads, and I'll interact there on their stories, on their posts, or whatever it is. And then I go through my regular stuff because you guys know I double dip. So like when I'm interacting, I'm also adding new people to my list to send out invites into this business. So I double dip like that. So that way I don't have to like be like, oh, now it's time for me to send messages. I don't know where to start. I have to scroll through. Like, you're already scrolling through to interact. Like, find your 10 people that you want to turn into hot leads and send them out the invite while you're interacting. Okay. So I double dip a lot. So make sure that you are writing them down. That way you're not having to scroll. You're not having to try to remember people. Like, these are people we've been in long enough that I'm like, I don't remember what their Instagram handle is. I'm not even going to try. Like, they're not on my radar. That's not the space I have in my brain for that stuff. So guess what? I can rather choose to be organized and write them down or have a way to save them. And the cool thing is, like, if you are doing it folder wise, you guys, I don't have to have my list in front of me. I literally can pull up my app on Instagram and be like, oh, these are my girls. I'm going to go interact with them for today. Okay. So making sure that your leads, obviously boards, we know game changer. We're all here. Just make sure that your new girls know how to use that. Okay. So I don't give it to them right away. I usually start giving it to them when they're on like customer 6 or 7, because up until then, I want them to have every single conversation with me. And what's cool is they're going to catch on. You're going to be able to help them seal the deal so much easier. But then when they go into there, they're going to be like, it's like a light bulb moment for them. They're like, oh my gosh, that's where the wording is. And this is how you do it. Right. And so when they're, or like when they finally say to you, how do you keep up with all this? But maybe they have like a hosted post that pops up. And I'm like, oh, we're going to get you boards and I'm going to show you. Okay. And so you take that opportunity, but obviously getting them boards and making sure it's uploaded to the keyboard so that it's like one click away. Okay. And then the last thing is number 12 is making sure that you know how to create carts. This is what I have learned about sending cart links. Okay. Is it has probably decreased my follow-up that I need to do to actually get them in the system by, I would say, almost 75%. No joke. 75%. Like because it's easy, it's doable. I don't even have to ask them for information. I literally am like, hey, this is what you're going to do. You're going to click and it's going to walk you through. Everything else is set up for you. I maybe have to tell them how to put in a promo code, but literally that is it, you guys. Okay. So I make sure that even from the first time on that we're signing a customer with a new distributor, I teach them exactly how to go. The cool thing is if you're on our boards, there's a little how-to video already on there and recorded. So you can literally just, you don't even have to screen record yourself. You can go just send it to them in one click. So if you are not or have not looked at the new DT launch, that is what I use. And I'll pull posts from there. I'll pull stories from there. And that is what I'm sending even to my girls as well. So like, you don't have to go find that stuff. Like we specifically made that on there so that it is easy to literally one click and send them over, right? And so, and what's awesome is if you're showing them how to do that and that's what they're getting, and then you're like, hey, this is how we're going to help your new girl. Okay. So like if they're brand new and they're signing a customer, guess what? That's a 3-way chat thing. I'm not trying to tell her like, hey, go tell so-and-so what to do. I'm like, hey, we're going to put you, me, and her, and you're going to keep learning, but I'm going to help you teach her. And then what they end up seeing is they start seeing things over and over. So they're learning it faster, but they can see how duplicatable and like that they can train somebody by clicking through stuff. They don't have to create it. They don't have to redo anything. It is all there for them. Okay. So, and when they know that, guess what? They're a lot more excited to go use their little 50% off codes that they've been given right now to go bring more people on. Cause they're like, I'm not scared to do it. I know that we have this tool that's in here and they can use the tools that they have to get those next 3 people, right? Because they have those 50% off codes based off of when they signed up. So if they signed up April 27th to now, every single one of them has a 50 or a promo code. And again, go show them where to find it. I had most of them were like, I didn't get an email. And I'm like, you probably did, but let's just go find it. I'm going to show you where to find your promo code. But I let them know, I'm like, hey, if you use this and you use all of them, you are also earning $100 to use towards products. Guess what? Like that actually has them more excited than them even knowing that they're set up for Ruby. Like, I don't know how to tell you guys that, but that's just the truth. Like they're like, wait, what? If I get 4 distributors, I get $250 in free product to get whatever I want. Like they're hungry for it. So make sure that you're telling your people like, hey, and then as their leader, you guys give them opportunity posts, give them opportunity stories so they can, even if they have to work backwards, that's okay. But do not let those promo codes go to waste for them and help them earn their product credit. Okay. And literally that's it, you guys. That's what we got going on. So I want to make sure that was the last thing I wanted. So we had 12 things. Okay. So if you need me to put the list, I can do that. But we had 12 things, time-saving hacks, literally that these are things I'd use and do every single day in my business that have helped me. And you guys obviously know I have another business, work my IB business, and then, you know, hands-on mama of 3. So it's just busy. But at the end of the day, I love this because I can have the best of all the worlds that I want, right? And so that's the beauty of this business. And that's why we love bringing people into this. So make sure that you remember those codes, those half off promo codes, they can use it 3 times. They are not transferable. They are meant for them to use and help them get set up and to also earn free product. But those expire May 31st. And then the other thing I want to tell you is that our extra 20% off ends on the 23rd. What is it? It's telling me to stand up. Like, it needs to calm down. Okay. So that's tomorrow, 11:59 Central Standard Time. So remember, it's not just 20% off. Like, you should be shouting from the rooftops right now that it's 45% off. So again, this is an awesome promo to go follow up tonight with all the conversations that you've had with getting people started on like 30-day drop, or you can even go back to your old post that you've already shared and been like, hey, extra 20% off until tomorrow, which is up to 45% off. That will get people jumping and moving, and you can bring in that volume that you're already needing to either regain rank or to promote or to help your new people even before the 25th of the month when all the auto ships run. Okay. So let's do that. Let's not let that go to waste. So, yes, Vanessa, I'm going to share my list. I'm just going to condense it because I had it on here. So it's like, I could explain it and show it to you guys, but I hope that it's helpful for you guys too. And obviously we can always be adding, but these are some of the things that have just stayed. And like I said, when I was like sitting there thinking, I'm like, I literally use these things daily and they have helped me so, so much. So again, some of them seem so simple, you guys. And then some of them are like organizing your photos, like it can be daunting, but I'm only going like 5-10 minutes a day to go like work my way back. But also if you're like, I'm not working my way back, just start it now. Just start it now. You'll be so thankful you did. And then the rest you can go back and delete and free up some space on your phone. So do you guys have any questions on anything that I showed you regarding any of it? So that way you get off of this and you're like, no, I have everything teed up exactly how you said. You guys good? Yeah? Okay. Have a bomb night. We're almost here. Like, it's crazy. I can't even believe. Y'all, it is gonna be month end. Remember, our team rule this month is things are done by the 29th, okay? Because for the first time ever, I'm going to be probably MIA on the 30th and 31st. Can you touch on following up and how you keep track of that? Yes, let me just tell you. Following up, I have my folders. Okay, so I have my hot leads, and that is how I will go follow up. So I have my folders that I make on Instagram, and then on my Facebook. And then all my other ones, I'm a writer-outer. Like, I write them out. And so if I'm on Instagram, I always write their handle because honestly, I don't know how else to do it. And Jen was like, hey, do you save their profile link? You can do that. Like, you could put their name and save their little Instagram profile link in your notes on your phone. I do like to have the mobile option because like Vanessa said, I'm not always at home where my papers are. Like, I don't roll around with my tracker, but I do usually have this in the morning when I'm at home or at nighttime, right? So like at some point I always have it there, but that's how I do it. So my hot leads are my first ones that I follow up with first thing in the morning. I do not let those sit. Like, I know some people are like, oh, I follow up in 3 days and I do not. I am like, nope, let's figure this out. And let's talk about, like, you can always be asking something. So even with like, I have a distributor right now. I'm like, what information do you have? Have you decided if you want to start as a Perks member or you want to start as a distributor? Like, I will always be asking some sort of question to prompt them to come and like respond back. And then like other ones, like today I sat down and I was like, hey, I just want to make sure that you got my last message. You guys, it is literally that easy. Or, so when I'm going on there, you can also flag, hold on a second. This thing's not working down here. You can also like flag some of your messages. So like if I went, let me see. Wait, I have to figure out how to do this again. I wonder if I can do it. Okay, I may have to go back and try to figure that out. I don't do that, but I knew you could like almost highlight some of your messages in there, in your messenger. But I don't do it that way. I'm just a paper and pen girl, and I always start with my hot leads because I don't let them get unhot, or I try not to. Because you guys, it's like same thing when you have somebody that's like, oh, I'm ready to go, and then you're like, where'd they go? It's like, well, if you let them sit for a day, they could have changed their mind, or maybe somebody had some opinion that they put them in there, and like little stuff like that throws people off. So it's like if they're thinking about it, you want to just get it, right? And then green carpet. Oh my gosh. You know what? I don't think we're gonna get a house for green carpet. They will have a hotel setup. And honestly, when we stayed at the hotel last green carpet, it was phenomenal. It was so good. It was such a good experience. We were all together. There was breakfast. It was walking distance to where the event was. And I think the event is going to be someplace different, but they told us that they are actually going to give us all that information and the hotel block in June. Okay. But that's a good idea because yeah, you want to get your ticket and then you can watch for flights and different things like that. So we'll get a lot more information regarding green carpet in June. All right. All right, you guys. Have a good night.